everybody, it's Mark Souls Gaming here with my first battle report. Today I will be playing with White Dajan and King Kondo. King Kondo is one of my favorite monsters in this game. I was a really big fan of King Kong when I was younger. This model is the one model that actually drew me into the game. And I just finished painting White Dajan here and I'm really excited to get him on the table. Hope he does a lot of damage. Looking forward to see what he can do. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of my list, see what kind of units and buildings I brought to this battle. Anyway, here are my units. I have the Assault Apes with the commander, Bomber Apes with their respective commander, Command Ape, 2 Rocket Apes, and a repair truck. And the buildings I brought were the apartment buildings, Jungle Fortress, and the guard defense base. My buddy Pete brought a Hammerklak and Mecha. Man, Hammerklak. I hate that guy. And the units my opponent brought are 3 Belchers, 2 Power Pods, a Crawler, 3 Carnatrons with a Commander, some Robo Brontox, Meat Slaves, and Squicks. My opponent also didn't want to use any special buildings. Now with that out of the way, I won the roll-off and I elected to place my monsters first. So I placed White Dajan and King Kondo kind of close to each other, squaring off against Pete's Hammerklak and Mecha Khan. This picture here kind of accidentally forgot to take pictures of our units, activations, and spawning. First battle report, still working out the kinks here. Anyway, I spawned an Ape Bomber with Commander and Ape Commander in the far left spawning point. I spawned an Assault Ape in the spawning point in the corner just above the guard base. Kind of looking to position my models on that flank to both get ready to score power dice for the building and the guard base while still threatening the middle far left power node with the 2 Belchers. I spawned a Rocket Ape near that building and moved them up to the power node. I spawned my repair truck, the far spawn point, and just kind of kept him hanging around the apartment building because I was unsure where I wanted to put him next. Pete had spawned in a power node and put it on that one power node in front of the apartment building. Pete spawned in 3 Carnatrons and a Crawler to move up and secure the apartment building and power node. During my monster turn, I moved both King Kondo and White Dajan up the board. I kept King Kondo back a little bit to be more defensive. I moved White Dajan up to smack that Crawler off the power node there and was hoping to use Dajan's fling on his brawl attack to destroy the building with the Crawler and get myself 3 power dice, but I failed to hit the building. This next picture here is Pete's first monster turn. He sprinted Hammerklak up the board and body slammed King Kondo into the building. King Kondo used his tantrum ability to move 2 squares from Mecha, but Pete just elected to do a range attack instead with Mecha doing 1 damage. Next picture here you can see King Kondo's health after that monster turn, already in hyper form. Hammerklak getting an extra damage on his attacks when he does a super strike is kind of crazy, but it could have been worse. My turn rolls around and I like to do another monster turn. I attempt to do the same combo Pete tried to do with me. Tried to do the double body slam on Hammerklak, but I didn't add enough dice to my attack and I ultimately missed the power attack with White Dajan and only did 3 damage to Hammerklak instead of 6 damage overall, which caused Hammerklak to evade and get away and move 2 squares closer to King Kondo. Pete's next monster activation here has him doing another body slam to King Kondo with Hammerklak, resulting in another 4 damage. And then he moves up Mechacon to stomp and kill 2 of my units in front of the guard base in the apartment building. After Pete's monster turn where he thrashed King Kondo, I elected to do another unit turn because I had no more action dice in the monster pool. So I ended up summoning some more units. I brought in 2 more ape bombers, another rocket ape, and the salt ape commander. And the bomber apes ended up killing the belchers that were on the far middle power node. And I was setting up the ape commander and the assault ape commander's position to secure the apartment complex and the guard defense base. I finally moved the repair truck onto the power node in front of the apartment building and spawned in another rocket ape. Next picture shows what King Kondo's health's like after those attacks, and he's only got 2 health left. White Dajan's fine, he hasn't been touched yet, but it ain't looking good for King Kondo. This next picture, Pete's doing his unit phase, and he spawned in a bunch more belchers and moved them up the field, and another crawler and belcher up to the far left spawning point. He also moves a meat slave to that power node next to White Dajan there. He kills the 8 bomber I had controlling the node next to King Kondo, and that's pretty much his unit turn. This next picture has King Kondo activating and throwing Hammerklak, but didn't have enough power dice to actually throw him into the building, so it only did 1 damage. Then Pete activates his monsters again and ends up killing King Kondo with Mechacon and Hammerklak. Finally did enough damage to get Hammerklak into hyper form, and now it's all up to White Dajan. At this point, Pete's dice start to cool off, and next few activations see White Dajan finally taking out Hammerklak. I end up doing another unit activation here, and I spawned in a few more apes. Finally retook the left power node and cleared the far left middle power node there, and have secured both the guard base and the apartment building to get me a lot more power dice. The rocket ape on the far right walked up into the neutral zone and killed the meat slave and a couple of brontoxes that were up in that corner there. Now when White Dajan activates, he ends up with a maxed out power pool, and I used 6 of those dice to throw Mechacon into the far building there. Pete now summoning in more units so he can get more power dice. He brings in a lot more Carnatrons to secure that building on the left. Summons another crawler on the far right. Summons another crawler and puts it on the power node next to the bomb ape. In my next monster activation, I have Dajan walk up next to Khan in the fire there and throw him into the other burning building. 1 point of damage I took in the fire was just enough for Mechacon in his hyper form to do enough damage with the 2 attacks he has to finally kill off White Dajan and ultimately win the game for Pete. It was a good match. Sucks I lost, but it's a learning experience. This is the first game with White Dajan after 2-3 months not playing Monpok at all. Despite the loss, I think White Dajan had a great showing with killing Hammerklak and almost killing Mechacon by himself. Anyway, thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video, my battle report here. I'm looking forward to doing more battle reports in the future, not just Monpok, but play a bunch of games: Age of Sigmar, War Machine, Hordes, 40k, getting in the Marvel Crisis Protocol. Like this video and subscribe to my channel for more battle reports in the future. Alright guys, peace out.